What's up, Cage family and friends? So, hey, I wanted to share a special interview with you with my man, Trey Alston. So a little bit about Trey. When I was creating the Cage Campus course, he was open enough to do a quick interview with me. And I say quick, but it's actually some good nuggets at about 20 minutes long. But we talk about his journey from him going to sales and being promoted into leadership, but then how did he get there? And so we're going to talk about things like social media, branding, and how to sell more cars, which I'm sure right now in 2023, that's got to be super important because everything seems to be changing daily, right? So please sit back, watch, get your notes out, get your pens, and use this stuff, and I'm sure it will help you. And please, as always, like, subscribe, and share with another person. Pay it forward. But I look forward to hearing back from you, and comment below your thoughts. Appreciate it. Roll it.
Durran Cage.
Here at Durran Cage.
Like, if they cast Durran Cage to play Hercules, which he has the physique to do.
Power. I want you to close your eyes. 3, 2, 1. Wait, what? Switch it up a little bit. I wanted to do something different and give you some real meat and potatoes. Okay, so it's one thing to just do some training and talk it and talk about everything that you did, especially back in the day. But it's another to talk about individuals that are actually doing it right now. Okay, and somebody that's actually grown in the business in this current climate and has had some success. And so I wanted to bring somebody on that could introduce you some different techniques, some things that have helped them that could possibly help you that maybe I didn't mention along this course. So without further ado, you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, man. Trey Alston here. First of all, thank you for having me, Durran.
Yes, sir.
Trey Alston. Oh, I'm sorry. Been in the car business here about 5 or 6 years. Started in sales, went to the BDC, now in the finance. So I have took those different steps and grew in this industry. So definitely got some nuggets I want to drop to you guys.
Okay, so let's get right to it. So let's start with one nugget that if you were to start over again, right, and there's something that really propelled you to success, what would that one thing be?
I would focus on branding. I would, from day one in the dealership, I would brand myself. I would start with social media. I would start with my phone book. Okay. In my phone. I will pull my phone out and send a mass text to everybody and let them know what I do, where I am, and what they need to do to come see me. They need to come see me. And then I will go into social media, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, all those different avenues, because you reach more people. Sure. You know, you reach a lot more people on our phones than you interact with on a day-to-day, especially now with the pandemic.
Yep.
So I would, from day one, I would start social media, start branding myself, because had I started that 5 years ago, not 2 years ago, who knew what my career would look like? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the number one thing I would do.
So before we get into number two, one thing I want to highlight that he said that I didn't even think about. He said start with your phone book. And what's crazy about that, now I'm sure some of you that are watching this right now, because this happened to me, when you were selling cars at a dealership, you talked to somebody and they bought a car. And you're like, what happened? Man, I'm selling cars. I've been doing this for months, years, whatever. And they're like, oh, I didn't even know. And because you think just because you're touching the social media platforms that you got them on lock, but that's not the case, because not everybody's doing social media. Like, what if you're hot on Facebook or you're hot on Instagram, but some of the people that are in your phone are just like doing Snapchat, or either they're LinkedIn and you're not on LinkedIn. So you can't think everybody is where you're going to be, but think about your own information, your own data that's in your cell phone, starting with them and personalize the communication and just saying, hey, I just wanted to reach out to you and just let you know that I'm here at such and such dealership. If you have any sales needs, service needs, or anybody that you know that's looking for a vehicle, I'm your person. And of course you can do that with a video. Of course, you know, I'm gonna put that plug back in there for video. So that's huge. I like that. Okay, so let's get into another nugget. So what would be nugget number two that you could give?
Nugget number two would be just follow up. A lot of salespeople are afraid of the phone and afraid of no's and afraid of the follow-up.
Yeah.
What are you doing after the sale for a follow-up? What are you doing before the after the non-sale follow-up?
Yeah.
I think almost the non-sale follow-up is just as important as the sold follow-up.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, was it the car? Was it the color? Was it me? Was it the time of the year?
Yeah.
Was it your husband? Was it your wife? Was it your brother? They're gonna give you their reason on why they did not buy that car. If it's credit, that's another story. But if it's everything outside of finances, why did they not buy a car from you that day? And I think that's key. Calling these people. I used to call my customer. If I sold a car at 3:30 and I got off at 7, I called them on my way home from work. Hey, I'm headed home from work. I just wanted to let you know I want to thank you for your business. How was your drive home?
Yeah.
Oh, how's dinner? You're at dinner? Tell your husband I said hello. I don't want to keep you long.
Yeah.
And if that was a voicemail, hey, this is Trey calling from such and such dealership. Don't need to call me back. I just want to make sure you made it home. If you need me, call me back. If not, don't call me back. Just letting them know that you care for them after the sale, after you take 30, 40, 50, $60,000 of their money.
Yeah.
Don't just drop them.
Yeah.
That's my second nugget.
I would have to agree with that, because if there was only one thing that you learned from this entire interview, the entire Cage Campus thing, if you followed up with 100% of your people, no matter what, you're gonna sell a bunch of cars, and you're gonna make a lot of money and make a lot of friends. Because that's the one thing that most salespeople do not do. Like we were even talking before we even started recording about a certain salesperson was like, where do I even get people to call? And he sits down with the guy and shows him like, hey, you can go here in your CRM, but follow up with these people. And I mean, even a bad follow-up call is better than no follow-up call.
Amen.
And so you're going to learn how to strategically have a good follow-up call in this course. But man, it's so important to just make sure no matter what, and be yourself too, and actually act as if, well, not act, but actually care about the customer and how the visit went. And I like what you said, was it anything that I did? Is there anything I could have done differently? So that's good. So number 3, all right, give us another nugget.
Third nugget, and my favorite nugget, will be to have a goal and an action plan. I think you said GPA.
That's right.
And when I get to work in the morning, I have to first see what I have to do. And then as a manager, I also say, okay, what does my top performer got going on today? What does my bottom performer have going on today? I know my top performer is going to have 2-3 appointments.
Yeah.
So then if my top performer is ready to go for the day and I see my bottom guys not, I bring them in and say, hey, what's your goal for the day?
Yeah.
What did you do yesterday to set yourself up for today?
Yeah.
If you blanked yesterday and made 200 calls but didn't sell any cars, you're probably going to sell a car today. Yeah. Because I believe in the car gods. I believe when you put into this industry and you go outside, I was like, man, I can't sell anything. I'm not getting a customer, but you just got off the phone and got 300 no's. A car is going to pull up. And it's going to be the car guys.
Yeah.
And they're going to come out and you're going to sell a car. And that's kind of what I tell my people. If you just keep being consistent with your actions and your plan every day, no matter what, you're going to be successful.
Yeah.
It's just how this industry is. Yeah. It's an emotional industry and it's a roller coaster, but consistency always wins.
Wow.
Always.
So there's a couple of things that I want to touch on that you said. Was one, at the beginning, you said you want to get with some of the salespeople that are doing a good job, and then some of the people that are at the bottom, and you want to help them out. And I think this is important because not only people watching this, not just internet people, salespeople, but sales managers are watching this. And I want to encourage managers, if you're not just doing that, like that could be one thing for you that I see as one of the lowest hanging fruit at dealerships is managers don't do their one-on-ones. Like they don't meet with people. So they'll talk about somebody and say, man, these people are garbage. Or I got a struggling salesperson. He needs to go. And I'm like, so have you talked to him? Have you coached him? Have you given them a one-on-one? Like, does that person even know that you think they're garbage?
Right.
And a lot of times they're like, no, I hadn't talked to him. But I mean, I can't stand what he's doing. I'm like, wow. So I think maybe it helps because you came from the sales and then you moved up.
It definitely did.
Yeah.
Because when I got to management, I took on an additional responsibility for myself that my dealership didn't give me, and that is sales relationship manager.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that my sales guys' heads are clear.
Yeah.
And they have action. They know that they're doing a good job. Kind of the Oreo effect. Tell them something bad, tell them something good, tell them something bad. You know what I'm saying? Say, hey man, I'm glad you showed up today. Fix your tie a little bit. Hey, go ahead and make those phone calls.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Boost them up, but at the same time, let them correct them. You know what I'm saying? Fix his crown without taking it off. and just let them know, hey, you here to make money. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Don't always, it's okay. You know, we have to have those beat up meetings sometimes. You have to bring a sense of urgency, but I think the pump up Saturday morning meetings, I think those are key. It kind of gives you that game day effect. You know, have your staff say, hey, on Saturday, on Friday, hold a meeting for Saturday. Say, hey, tomorrow, I want everybody dressed sharp, shave. We're gonna have a big day. We're gonna put balloons out. We're gonna have a meeting in the morning, 8:15. Don't be late.
I like that.
And just kind of prep your team for success instead of coming in and saying, oh, you didn't do this yesterday. You know, let's focus on what we can do today to make yesterday, you know, forgotten. You know, if you didn't perform yesterday, of course. But
no, I love that. And so, all right, so we're going to recap this a little bit, but I want to go back to number one because I want to dig in just a little bit more on social media, because I told you before we started that this is one area where it's like salespeople go one way or another. They're like, I'm going to go all in on social media or I'm not going to do anything. Like every now and then I'll share a picture or something like that, but I'm not about that life. So talk to us about, okay, number one, what made you start getting on social media? And then what are some of your social media strategies that you put in place, and like which platforms do you use?
Okay. What made me get on social media is when I first started selling cars, I just hashtag car salesman. And I got intrigued by that life that a car salesman was showing. Customers happy to buy a car, his daily drive to work, the inventory on the lot, and it attracted me. You know what I'm saying? So when I go to create my content, I'm thinking, if I'm at home scrolling on my phone, what do I want to see? Even if I'm not in the market for a car, what does my audience like to see from me? If I post a picture of a car and get 200 likes, and I do a video and get 13 likes, I know that my interactions are better on pictures with a nice caption. So I'm gonna do more pictures. But if I realize that they love when I go live and show a brand new car, and I got a lot of people in my live, I pick up my lives. So I mainly use Facebook because Facebook, I think, is more personable. You're able to go ahead and kind of get to know that person. They give you a whole bio, how many kids they got, and where they work and things of that nature. So you're able to kind of filter who you target. You know, if I'm at a luxury dealership, I'm targeting families. Because families are going to be the ones that's going to want to make that money to drive those cars. You know, if I got a Dodge Charger or something that I know young guys will want, I'm targeting young guys. And I take pictures and send 30 DMs of cars to different people that don't even want a car. But I see what they like. I see what they post. So if you post a Porsche today and I get one on my lot, first thing I'm gonna do is say, hey, Durran, look at that.
That's right.
You remember the Porsche you posted the other day? I got one in my lot.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Just to get that interaction, because it's not all about sales off social media. It's just about the interactions. What are you doing to get interactions with people from all across the world, even in your city? Some people will be down the street from you. You won't never hear from them. And it's happened to me plenty of times. Happened to me yesterday. Hey, man, I follow you on social media. I want to see that. I want to see that car you always post. And I showed it to him, hooked him up with a salesman. It's a car deal. And he never DM'd me. Never asked for my number. Didn't do any of that. He just came in and was like, hey, man, I follow you on social media, man. I really like this car. And that's the power of it. You know, and that's repetition and consistency, because consistency always wins in this industry. Had I stopped doing that, even though I'm in management now, I still post cars, still try to drive traffic in. So had I stopped doing that, since I'm now in management, that guy would have never came in. He would have thought, Trey's working at Kmart now. You know, he don't sell cars no more. So consistency and that's just how I use it.
And what I like about what Trey said that's really unique is how hard is it to take a picture of a car and post it and put a hashtag on it? You know, because some people, we're worried about social media because we're worried about getting ourselves on camera. Like, I'm not that selfie type, or I'm not that video person. Taking pictures and hashtagging it and just get it out there. Having some fun with it and targeting your audience. I think that's huge what he said. Man, like, there's no excuse as to why you wouldn't do it, especially if you just started now. Like, my advice to you is make sure you just get it set up right off the bat. Like, so if you're not on Facebook, get on Facebook. If you're not on IG, Instagram, you need to get on those and just feel what's comfortable for you. Like, he talked about what he did that worked for him. You might start having success and something else might be working for you. So I love that story. And that's huge. Go ahead.
I want to piggyback. One thing Instagram just came out with is called Close Friends. Close Friends on Instagram takes that pressure away from you talking on camera to a stranger. But if my close friends are people that I've known 10 plus years,
Sure.
it's easier for me to get on camera and say, hey guys, what's going on? Let y'all know I'm just started this new dealership. You know, you guys have known me for years and working at XF Automotive. From now I'm here. Come check your boy out.
Yeah.
And it takes that pressure and that anxiety away from strangers seeing you. But you got your brother, your best friend, your barber, and you got to cut your yard on that close friends. And then your close friends expands. You know what I'm saying? And ask for post shares. Ask for like, hey, post a new car. Like, comment, share.
Yeah.
Please. You know what I'm saying? Ask for those things. And people do those actions.
Yeah.
They do them. They like, they post, they comment, they share all day long. So why can't they do it with your content?
Deep. I will say a key takeaway that Trey's saying, though, is consistency, because that hit home when you said that, because here recently I had a transition where I moved from one home to another. And so I put that as the first thing in my, you know, like that was priority, like get these movers, blah, blah, blah. And a person called me out at one of the dealerships. And they're like, you done doing videos now? Or what's going on? I'm like, what? And this is a high level person. This wasn't like just a, and I'm like, what are you doing, man? He's like, man, I love your videos. I've been watching them. And this person has never liked, they never commented, they never shared. Yeah. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, man. He said, that stuff gets me going. He said, the knowledge that you're giving. And I was like, whoa. So you're right. Consistency is key, because if you don't keep delivering and giving people, and they're not getting the feed, you know, you're not feeding them, I should say, they'll start going away from you. So just make sure, even if it's one time a week, if you decide to do 2 times a week, like get a calendar and kind of schedule it out. But that's at least what's worked for me, because I got to be a little bit more organized. If not, I'll do what I did before. I'll go a month and a half without posting a single video. And then people give me almost hate mail for doing that. So, okay, so we'll kind of recap this. So you said the 3 things was, we talked about social media, then we went a little bit more in depth on that. Follow-up, 100% follow-up is key. Pick up the phone. Yeah. And you did talk about, I will touch on one thing. You said unsold follow-up, but in terms of one tactic that you can give them for sold follow-up, what's one thing that you've done for sold follow-up that really was a game changer for you?
Sold follow-ups, calling them the same day on the way home, making sure they got home safely.
It's the same thing.
Hey, did you try the Apple CarPlay? That's a new feature in that car. They just added it. Okay. Did you like it? You know what I'm saying? Ask them about a feature on the car that you highlighted. You know, every car has a cool feature or something that a dealership stands behind. Right. Whether it's Hyundai using the Smart Park on the Sonata, or Cadillac using the parallel parking. If you call them and say, hey, did you use that cool feature? And even if they say no, you got a conversation going. Okay, well, I just want to call and follow up and just make sure everything was great. Do you have any questions for me? No. Okay, well, go sit in the garage and open that book up. Haha, just joking. Call me if you need anything. You know what I'm saying? Because back in the day, they used to do that. Sit in the garage with the manual.
Sure did.
Oh, the windows roll. Okay. Flip the page, you know. Oh, rear view mirror. Okay. You know, but that's old school. Yeah. And that's just something I just have fun with it. Just have fun, because after the sale, you probably been sweating, negotiating. Just just relax. You know, just relax. Hey, thank you for your patience. Just be grateful, I guess. Show some gratitude for him.
Yeah, and Trey just showed our age when he went like this. So there's people
that don't even know about that.
All they know is like, they're like, what is that? Like, what did he just wind up? You know, that's a window he did. He was talking about a window. There's some people that have only seen that. Like, if I did that to my kids, they'd be like, what you just do? Right. So the reason why I asked that question is because I think the statistic is like 97 to 98% of salespeople do not follow up with sold customers after the second call. And the first 2 calls, I always make fun of this, but the first 2 calls, the very first call that a salesperson makes is, what do you think, after a car has been sold?
Survey.
He hit it. But, so if we were in class, I'd give you candy. Yeah. But so the very first call is a survey. And then the second call that the salesman makes, what do you want to guess?
Referral.
It's
Mine
that
would be referral.
Yeah. Normally though, it's did you get that survey done?
Did you get that survey done?
Both calls and the follow-up aren't about how's the car treating you? Do you have any questions? They're all about the survey. And it's because the pressure that the manufacturers put on to make sure you get the perfect score. Because you know, if you don't get excellent, like it can't be very good. It's got to be excellent. So the salesperson's worried because our pay's tied to it or whatever. But imagine going with that 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th sold call, you know, just 3 months away, 6 months away, and just following up, and you should be following up with them as if they're friend or family. Right. And a lot of salespeople don't do that. So that's why I asked that question. So again, the recap: 1, social media. You got the tactics. 2, follow up. And you heard him say it's 100% follow up on sold and unsold, because you heard him say a couple hours later he follows up. So get in that habit. And then the third one, which was, help me out.
The third one was
the goals.
The goals,
That's
the
right.
plan, the plan and the actions. Every day, you got to have goals. You got to have your plan, your action. You got to have your GPA. You got to be focused. You got to. If you don't have that, like me, I'm in finance, so I know I have to look at my contracts in transit every morning. Before I do anything, before I even put my time on. Well, where's our money? You know, because that is a goal and a plan and an action that as a dealership, we have to make sure is on point. And then I move on to personal stuff. Okay, I wanna sell a warranty today. Ooh. I need to get my penetration up on wheel and tire. Oh, I have a team, so I got 6 guys, sales guys on my team personally. Okay, what time is Chris coming in? What time is Durran coming in? So I have to see what they got going on. What kind of performances he have today, and that's kind of how I feel my day going through that. And those are my goals and my actions.
I've yet to meet a successful person that has moved from sales to management or management to whatever, or ownership, that did not have goals and a plan and action. Like I've yet to meet one. Like, everybody's got goals. And if you don't have it, then you start going into work without any kind of plan, because there's no goal. And then that's when you turn into a salesperson or an individual that sits around at a dealership just staring around all day long, doing nothing, just eating popcorn that's old and nasty Coca-Cola that's old. I don't know why I added that last part in, but it's the truth. Because I say that because I've been there.
I've been there. I've been that salesman on a lot that said, man, we're slow. We're slow. Nobody's buying. But then there's a guy that sits 2 doors down, he got 30 cars out. So the lady beside you got 15 cars out, and you got 3. The customers are there. So you have to reevaluate, what am I doing? Am I coming in here on time? Am I getting here at 8:30, or am I getting here at 8:38, 8:43, leaving at 10:30 to go to McDonald's, coming back, haven't made a phone call yet? What am I doing? But when I get to work and I see, I had a guy at a dealership a couple years ago that he didn't take days off. Every single day I came in, he was already there. And when I was leaving, he was still there. You know, he was a sales guy, but they gave him a key to lock the dealership because he was always there. He was always making calls. He was always talking to people. And that's what you got. You got to have examples like that in your dealership. Those are your GOATs. Those are your LeBron James of your dealerships, when you have guys that do that right there for you in your dealership.
Or the Michael Jordan of the dealership, just throwing that out there. I think he's a LeBron James guy. I gotta love that debate. So to kind of like button that up though, success leaves clues. Leaves clues. You've heard from somebody that's doing it right now. So sometimes you can hear me talking and be like, yeah, whatever, you know, that stuff. But you're talking to somebody that you got to hear from somebody that's in the game right now, you know, at a dealership, and still climbing too. And that's why I did it. Like, I didn't, you know, I know there's salespeople out there sell 100, 200 cars and we could highlight them, but I think this is somebody that you guys can follow, that you can reach out to, and you can grow with Trey and grow with me as well. So thank you so much, and appreciate you again for doing this, man.
No problem. All right, Case Campus, baby.